Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are taking a look at my picks for who I think will make the playoffs in the Metropolitan Division this year. So I'm going with 4 teams in the Metropolitan Division. As I've done with every division, I'm giving each division one wild card spot. And again, it might not necessarily play out that way, but as of today, that's what we're going with. I think the first one is really kind of easy, but everything else gets a little bit weird in this Metro Division. There is a cluster of teams that are very, very close, and on any given night are in the playoffs, are out of the playoffs, back in the playoffs. But over the last week or two, we've seen a little bit of separation. We'll get to that. So the Carolina Hurricanes have really been the top team here. They have played so well recently. Now, despite the fact that they had that really good 13 or 16 or 17 game point streak, they've all of a sudden lost 4 in a row. So all of that nice, good talk that I had about them a couple weeks ago, I jinxed it. Let's call it what it is. I jinxed it. And this is a team that, as dangerous as they looked, now facing some adversity. Can they come back to the form that they were during that point streak? And I think it's going to be important for Brendan Moore maybe to make a move here or there to kind of wake the team up and get them back on track. But I'm still very confident that Carolina makes the playoffs. They are a very good team, and I think that they just needed a little reset here after a really nice, long winning streak. Things were too easy for them during that stretch. Now they're facing that little bit of adversity. I think they'll get through it. So now there's a cluster of teams. You've got the Devils, the Rangers, the Capitals, and then the Penguins and the Islanders. Now, it's definitely quite concerning if you're the Penguins or the Islanders right now, because if you look at those top 4 teams, there's a 5-point gap between Carolina, New Jersey, the Rangers, and Washington. A 5-point gap between all 4 of those teams. And those are the teams I'm going with making the playoffs. I think that with Ovechkin playing the way he has been just a beast. And this is a guy that, again, this team kind of sleepwalked their way into the season. Washington didn't have a great start to the season. I think they're starting to turn things around. Backstrom's back healthy. Wilson's back in the lineup. These are all good things for this team. And not to mention Carlson will be back very shortly as well. The Rangers look really good. Again, there's been some questions about them as well. They're a team that could fall out of the race, but I'm not confident enough to say that they will. I think they had a bad start to this season. They're getting going. The Devils could be a team that ends up falling out, but their record on the road is incredible. They have won 15 of their 18 road games this season, which is really, talk about a road warrior team. That is the Devils. Jack Hughes continues to produce at such a high level. Yeah, they do benefit a little bit from that really nice big winning streak they had in the first 20 games of the season, but now all of a sudden they've won 2 in a row. They're 5-4-1 in their past 10 and looking like a legit contender again. So I think the Devils are back on track. The Penguins and the Islanders, this could be a depressing video here for those fan bases, because the Islanders and Penguins both expected to make the playoffs this year. With so many big teams in this division, the competition is high. And unfortunately, we're finding both of these teams, if they don't make a move here shortly, whether Pittsburgh brings in a Brock Besser or the Islanders bring in a Patrick Kane or a Bo Horvat, they need to make that move very soon if they're going to do that. Because the longer they wait, the more points that they're giving away, the more they are falling out of this race. And what just last week or 2 weeks ago was a 5 or 6 point gap, a 2 or 3 point gap between them and the Devils and the Rangers and the Caps, all of a sudden opens up as a 4, 5, potentially 6, 7 point gap over the next 2 weeks. And the Islanders and the Penguins could potentially find themselves out of the playoffs in 2023. It breaks my heart to say that as an Islanders fan, but the reality is the Islanders have not been good enough. They haven't been consistent enough, and this recent West Coast road trip, winning one of those 4 games, definitely didn't help the cause. And I don't think Devils fans or Rangers fans or Capitals fans, for that matter, are too disappointed in that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know who you think makes the playoffs out of the Metro this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.